Hope somebody shows up. Jeez, I'm roasting. This ain't looking good. For the money I spent on this outfit, I wanted to get one more day out of it. Don't look like anybody's going to show up. Are we? Okay, we're live on YouTube and still live on Faceplant. Let's hope I don't get terminated again tonight with no explanation. They just cut my stream. Maybe we're not going to have an audience tonight. A live audience, I mean. This ain't looking good. I guess we'll play the intro music. From the storeroom. What the hell? Jeez. Damn tablet. From the storeroom of station WDWL TV. With great anticipation, we bring you the pride of the station, the grumpy old man vulture. Who is sweating his ass off, waiting for a live studio audience. And if somebody don't show up shortly, I'm taking this shit off. because this wig is like an oven. I wanted to show this to the people that missed it last night, and nobody shows up. No live audience. Almost 10 minutes into the show, and nobody. Now, I could forgive Linda because she's going through some pretty tough times right now. But where's everybody else? So far, nobody. They're gonna miss this. They're gonna miss this. I decided to wear it again tonight for people that didn't get a chance to see it on May-o-ween. And nobody's here. So I'm going to give it a few more minutes because I feel like I'm in a sauna. I'm roasting my ass off right now. My eyes are fogging up and I can't do shit because it's on the inside. And nobody's here. Nobody at all. No live audience. If somebody don't show up shortly, I'm going to pass out from heat exhaustion. It's interesting. I'm showing 4 people on YouTube, 5 people, and nobody's here. Very interesting. Yeah, I was all set for Shiz's stream last night to do my male ween costume. And my goddamn camera refused to turn on. I have no idea. I tried everything. And the camera wouldn't turn on. The microphone turned on. I had no camera. Unfortunately, with no camera, nobody could see me. So Shiz attempted to get me on, on her live, which really pissed me off because it was the first time I got invited up and the camera wouldn't cooperate. I attributed it to basically Prism and StreamYard are not compatible whatsoever. I even attempted to go YouTube Direct, and as soon as I clicked on camera, it went to Prism. I really have to look into a new streaming program or just do it the way I did before. Do the show on YouTube and then upload it to Facebook and just uninstall Prism altogether. Because At least if I would have been on YouTube, I could have got the camera to activate. But for some reason, no matter what you do, whether it be Facebook or YouTube, it automatically uploads Prism. And as we saw last night, Prism is not compatible with StreamYard. And nobody on Shiz's stream got to see Grumpy's May-O-Ween costume. And here we are, 14 minutes into the show, and no live chat. Nobody's here. Like I say, I could understand Linda not being here because she's got some family problems. I don't know where Kathy is. I don't know where Jenny is. I don't know where Ron is or Wyatt. Nobody's here. And the sweat is rolling down my eyes. And if nobody shows up soon, I'm getting out of this outfit. I can't believe it. Here we are, 15 minutes into the show, and nobody. That's a first. That hasn't happened in ages. And I'm showing 5 people on YouTube, and nobody's in the chat. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes before I pass out, because this thing is hot. Oh my God. I'm roasting my ass off right now. I don't know how. Now, this is similar to an actual wig that the British judges wear. I don't know how they can sit through hours of testimony and wear one of these, let alone the barristers have their own wigs. Unbelievable. I'm about ready to pass out in just 15 minutes worth, let alone to sit through 5, 6, 7 hours of testimony like they do. Unbelievable. Yeah, this is very, very similar to an actual British judge. Now, theirs are like flesh colored. I didn't want the flesh colored one because it looks dirty. But everything in the site where I bought this said true, true British judge wig. I'm going to wait till we hit the 20-minute mark. And if nobody shows up, I'm losing this outfit. Between this and then being enclosed, and there's some air holes in the bottom, but there ain't no air circulating through this mask. And my eyes are all fogged up. I can't see shit. I'm going to go 7 minutes. I'm going to go to the 20-minute mark. And if nobody shows up, I'm losing this. Although it would be good for weight loss because it's a miniature sauna. Maybe I should wear this when I go see my shrink. He'd take one look at me and go, "That's it, I'm done. No more appointments. You're too far gone to save." Oh, this thing is hot. One more minute. If nobody shows up by 7:20, I'm losing this. Here I thought people would want to see it. I guess not. We're getting close. I'm counting down the seconds. That's it. 7:20. That's it. I'm losing this. Oh. Oh my God. Ugh. All right, hold on. Gotta get rid of these. And let me get the headphone plugged in here. Got wires tangled up everywhere. Jeez. There it is. Ugh. Let's get the old eyeballs on. There. I was hoping somebody would show up because I was messing with my Blue Yeti, my classic, And there's 4 different settings that I wanted to see which one was the best. Now, to me, this one sounds better than the one I was using last night. I actually need somebody in the chat to tell me, because what I'll do is I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and someone could tell me which is the best setting. And then I'll mark it. Because I kind of like using this microphone. I can totally understand why these Blue Yeti mics are so popular. On my other mics, I would have to be on top of it. I'm actually sitting back. The microphone is probably a good 24 inches away. And to me, it sounds wonderful. But I need somebody in the chat to say yes, no, too loud, not loud enough. Because that way, I have 3 of these. I can set all 3 and basically set it, forget it. But I can't do that without a live audience. I mean, a live chat audience. It's obvious there's an audience out there. Just nobody over here in the chat. Not to mention, it gives me an unobstructed view, because a lot of the times if I got a microphone, I've got to, look around it to read the chat. This way, I could just sit back and just kind of give it a little glance. But nobody's here. So, it might be a short show tonight. Because if nobody shows up at the kitchen table here with a cup of coffee, I'm not going to sit here all night and talk to myself. Oh man, I'm soaking wet. That is like having your head in an oven between that heavy ass wig and that mask. And that wig wasn't cheap. And the whole thing is, I bought what they called the barrister's wig. And after I got it and put it on, it looked like crap. So I went in and I ordered the judge's wig. Now they had 2 colors. They had what they called tan and that white. Even though if you see any judges on any of the, like I watched that Murder in My Village, and they'll show the court scene,
and the judges have their red coat on, and they've got that style wig, but it's tan, and it looks dirty. So I went with the white. After putting it on, I should have gone with the tan. It looked more realistic. So for all the money I spent for the 2 wigs, the mask, and the judge's jacket, I couldn't get the fucking camera to turn on. I mean, Shiz brought me up. You can see my name and my little background. Know me. No matter what I did. And Scotto was telling me, okay, click settings, click here, click this, click that. That goddamn camera, no matter what I did, wouldn't turn on. After Shiz ended her stream, I come back on live, everything works fine. Evidently, Prism and StreamYard are not compatible with one another, and it wouldn't let the camera turn on. That's the only thing I can figure. And then last night, 45 minutes into the show, Facebook terminates my stream. I go in today, no explanation, no reason why they terminated me. And it wasn't anything we said. I emailed them. Of course, it takes forever to get a response. But so far, no explanation why. They just cut the stream. Didn't I like this? So much for last night. Everything went wrong. Stream gets terminated. Camera won't work. My one and only time to be on Shiz's stream live, and in the old dumpster it went. And it surprised me. First of all, she didn't have a costume. She never once came on live. And there were hardly anybody in costumes. God, Scotto had about 10. I really figured it would be like one after another, people really wanting to be on Shiz's stream for Mayoween, and oh, I was depressed. I was depressed and pissed off. Could not figure out why. Unbelievable. But, like Murphy's Law, if shit's going to happen, it's going to happen to me. Oh, I was pissed. Oh, jeez. And I kept telling, both her and Scotto, I can't get the camera to work. Oh, Jesus. I figured if I shut everything off, I even went to my other computer, brought up my YouTube, clicked on the link. It said, "You're backstage." As soon as I hit turn on camera, nothing. I don't know what happened. When I hit turn on camera, it activated Prism. And not Prism Live, Prism Lens, which is the adjacent software to Prism, where you use a green screen. Couldn't get the camera to turn on, no matter what I did. So everything went right in the shitter last night. But if nobody shows up in the live chat, this is going to be a shortened version tonight. Well, I was livid. I really was. Because months ago, when Shiz said, "I'm going to invite you up for Mayoween," I went out and bought that costume. And 2 wigs, which neither one were cheap. And the mask. I get all dressed up. And everything went in the dumpster. Although, story of my life. It's interesting. I'm showing 7 people on YouTube. Everybody must be backstage, I guess. Nobody on Facebook. 7 people on YouTube. Evidently watching live right now. But my usual studio audience isn't here. Which is odd. Like I say, I know why Linda wouldn't be here. But where everybody else is, strange. Usually Kathy's the first one in. Although she might be doing something with the grandkids. I don't know. Maybe. Now, Ron, he hasn't been doing too well. Or Wyatt. So it's possible they're not up to coming on tonight. Although everybody's been kind of up and down this week. Linda, I can understand. I didn't expect to see her, last night. And with the rough time that the family's having, I didn't expect her tonight. So that's a gimme. But usually Kathy's here. That's all right. We'll just do a short version tonight. I'll go an hour instead of 2. That'll give me extra time to. I'm having egg rolls for dinner, lobster and shrimp. So it'll give me some extra prep time. And then air fry them. I'll tell you, that air fryer is amazing. It really is. I'm extremely happy with that. Stuff comes out of there, like the egg rolls, they'll come out of that air fryer like I got them in a Chinese restaurant. That's how good. Nice and crispy on the outside. As a matter of fact, well, it's not mine. It's my son's. When he first got it, I was like, oh, another utensil to take up counter space. So to show me how it worked, he baked a cake in it, and it turned out perfect. I was like, holy shit, this thing's amazing. So, just in case he decided to take it back, I buy this 3-in-1 microwave. It's a microwave, it's a convection oven, and an air fryer. You think I can figure out how to air fry? Nope. Cannot figure out, because it came with different racks. Now you have the glass dish for your microwaving. Then it's got this accessory that you use when you're doing the convection oven. Then it's got this other accessory that's full of holes that you use for air frying. I can't figure out how to air fry. And the amazing thing is, remember back in the day, no metal Oh God, don't put metal in a microwave. These racks are metal, which amazes me. But I can't figure out how the hell you air fry. I guess maybe I need to go up the street, get me a 5-year-old to read the manual and show me how to air fry. Because kids today, Jesus, talk about into technology. Of course, they're growing up with it. We didn't have the first cell phones until the 80s. So that would have put me somewhere 31, 32, 33. Although the first cell phones were very easy because all they did was made a call, received a call. That was it. Then good old Steve Jobs comes out with the iPhone. It's a phone. It's an internet communicator. And you could watch movies. Who ever heard of watching a movie on a cell phone? It did everything. Young kids could learn these things in an instant. I would say, let's say a 6-year-old getting introduced to a smartphone could probably figure that thing out in a day or two and be able to use every feature. I have yet to take a video with mine. I take pictures. All these people today, like, let's say there's a DUI stop and the police get the guy out and they want him to do the old, follow the pen, walk and turn, and hold your foot. 9,000 people get out with their cell phone to video it. I've yet to figure out how to do a video. I guess in the settings, instead of photo, hit video, start and stop. Maybe it's that easy. I haven't figured it out yet. I got a friend, although from day one, they had iPhones. She uses that thing for everything. We're talking on the phone today. She's like, oh, hold on. I'm Googling something. Maybe. Although I can Google on my iPhone, my Motorola, my Android. People that have iPhones swear by them. Matter of fact, she told me she would never have anything but an iPhone. Her husband loves the hell out of his iPad. He loves the hell out of his MacBook Air. Me, I cannot justify the cost of any Apple product. To me, it's outrageous. They had to upgrade because Apple was no longer going to support updates to their iOS. So they had to upgrade. Now, instead of buying brand new iPhone 15 Pro Max Godzilla, they went from, trying to think what iPhone they had. I think they had the SE. They bought reconditioned iPhone 12s. Even the reconditioned iPhone 12s were like $500 each because they bought two. They thought nothing of it. Well, okay. Yeah. I I I lucked out. I had my Motorola Moto G stylus 4G. They suggested upgrading to 5G. I went on Motorola website and I was looking at the new 5G, and they were like $600-700. Not for me. Well, they happened to have a sale on the Motorola Moto G stylus 5G in what they called cosmic green. I guess they got stuck with a shitload of them because people didn't like the color. I thought it looked cool. Brand new. $200. The others were 600. The cosmic green, 200. First of all, it was a bargain, definitely. And second of all, I have a leather case. You can't see what color the phone is. why should I buy a hot color when you're not going to see it? It's covered up. Although to me, the cosmic green is cool. So I get the 2024 Motorola Moto G stylus in cosmic green, $200. 5G. Until they come out with 6G, I'm happy. And the reason I get the stylus is because I got no feeling in the hands. I go to text message, there's like 37 A's, 27 Z's with the stylus. Now, I can do talk to text. I feel stupid talking to the phone. So I got the stylus. Works for me. Like I say, I make phone calls. I receive phone calls. I send text. I receive text. I can take pictures. I can gargle. I don't need all that fancy bullshit. And I can't see spending almost $1,000 to make a phone call. But all you Apple people, God love you. If you're happy with the product, hey, customer loyalty. I'm extremely happy with my Android. I really am. Some people, they wouldn't take an Android phone if it was the last cell phone on earth. To each his own. They like their iPhones. God love them. Me, I'm happy with my Android. You know, like I say, it's your preference. When they first bought cell phones, they bought, you have to know my buddy. He will study a purchase for months. And he overthinks shit. Perfect example. He buys a new TV. When you go to set up your TV, you connect it to your Wi-Fi. Okay? You go in your TV, you look for your whatever your Wi-Fi signal is. You click on it. You make up a password. Enter. Now, your smart TV is hooked to your Wi-Fi. Then, when you go to set the TV up, you'll get all this bullshit. You know, you want YouTube Prime or whatever it is, you know, and okay, now you gotta enter your credit card. He got so frustrated because he thought he had to buy all this shit, you know, Showtime and Hulu and Peacock, and he put the TV back in the box, took it back. I said, "Why?" "Oh, we're not buying all that." I said, "Did he bother to look at the bottom of the screen where it said skip?" "No." I said, "You skip all that shit." I said, "I don't pay for nothing." And then I told them, "Get a Roku TV. It's a piece of cake." Does he get a Roku TV? No. So they gave up on the new TV for a while. I said, when you go out and you finally buy your new TV, when you plug it in, call me. I'll walk you through the setup. You don't have to buy anything. Now, this guy has got a college degree. He ran like a nuclear reactor. So he's not dumb. But like I told his wife, I'm not insulting him. He's too smart. He overthinks everything. So I said, buy a Roku TV. She said, yeah, we agree. When you're ready to set it up, call me. I said, 15 minutes. You're done. He spent like 2.5 hours. Finally got pissed off, put it back in the box, took it back. I was like, you got to be kidding me. And then to make matters worse, he got his college professor neighbor to come over and help him. Here's two overeducated idiots letting a smart TV get the best of them. So I couldn't believe what I was hearing when she told me, oh, because I asked her, how do you like your new TV? Oh, we took it back. I said, was it defective? No. She said he didn't want to buy all them programs. I said, what programs? Well, Netflix, Showtime, Hulu, Peacock. I said, why did you think you had to buy all that shit? It said so on the TV. So I told her. I keep reminding her, when you're ready to buy that new TV, call me. Well, peoples, I think since there's no live chat audience, I'm going to shorten the show and prep my egg rolls for dinner. Watch, just as I'm getting ready to play the ending, somebody will pop in. Where's my stylus? Lost my stylus. There it is. Nope, that's not my stylus. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, come on. With that, friends, whoever's out there behind or backstage, I thank you for being here, and we're going to make it a short show tonight. I appreciate you being here. With that, we know where, right here. WDWL TV. Oh, I just said I'm going to shorten the show because nobody's here. And I said, watch, I'll start the music and someone will show up. You guys were hiding behind the scenes, weren't you? You did this on purpose, didn't you? Didn't you? Because there's 6 people showing on YouTube. So you guys were all sitting backstage, weren't you? And you missed the beginning because I had the costume on. And I was waiting and waiting and waiting, sweating my ass off because I wanted to show everybody what they missed. Not to mention, with all the money I spent, I wanted to kind of rake a little more in, you know. So how's it going, everybody? Linda, I didn't expect to see you. I really didn't. I appreciate you being here. Are you doing any better, dear? We might as well stick around for a little bit. Not to mention, I need everybody's help. I want to get this microphone adjusted proper So what I'm going to do, I have 4 different settings for audio. I want to go through them, and I want everybody to say yay or nay. You know, too loud, not loud enough. So we're going to take this as number 1. So how does this sound? Or let me go to the next one and tell me first one or second one. So I'm going to go to the next setting. If I can get the knob to turn. Okay. Does this one sound better or crappy? Because I want to get it set. Because last night, to me, it was when I did the playback, holy shit, was it loud. So the first one sound better or this one? Okay. Nobody, nothing. All right, I'm going to go to setting 3. All right. Now this one to me sounds really loud. Now I have the gain set at 0, believe it or not. Now I know the next one is really going to be loud. Now, this one I know is way too loud. So I think the first setting is where this should be set. Which is this one. I think this one sounds the best without touching the gain. And evidently, everybody must have left. You don't detect any difference? The last one before this was really, well, let me go through it here. All right, that's number 1. That's setting number 1. I think it's loud. Now I'm going to go to 2. This one is, I know, this is really loud. I can hear it here. Now I'm going to go to 3. Now, 3 to me sounds weak. It sounds like, to me, it sounds like I'm talking into a wastebasket. I'm going to go to 4. Now, this is the one, to me, that has the best audio level.
what I'll do, I'm going to use this one for now. Tomorrow, I'll go to setting 1. And I'll do the whole show with setting 1. And then I'll see what it sounds like in the playback. Because to me, the one that I had last night, when I did the playback, I had to back the volume down. To me, it was too loud. And the gain is set at 0. That goes to show you how sensitive these Blue Yeti microphones are. Because I'm going to start turning the gain up. And you'll see how loud it gets. That's on 2. And then go up to 3. And I'm not going to go any higher. I'm going to turn it back to 0. So now I'm at 0. And I think, not to mention, I'm 12 inches away from this microphone. You know, with the other mics, I've got them right in my face. So these Blue Yetis are very sensitive. I can see why they're so expensive, too. Matter of fact, let me tighten this before this microphone slips. There. Yeah, I started the show. I had the beak on, the wig. I had earphones in instead of the headset. And I'm sweating my ass off. I'm like, gee, it's 7:20. Nobody's here. Finally took it all off. Hung it back up. What was everybody hiding backstage? I had, well, now it's 5. From the beginning of the show, I had 6 people on YouTube and nobody in the chat. Everybody was hiding. Evidently was talking behind my back. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I'm looking. I'm like 6 people. Nobody up front. And of course, good old faceplant wouldn't tell me why they terminated me, although they let me back on. So I don't know why they did that last night. At the 46-minute mark. Cut. Get rid of him. It's like I went for smokes. And the one brother's wife was running the store. I think she only speaks like 5 words of English. I come up to the register and she's pointing, cookie, cookie, cookie. I said, no, cookie, cookie.
I said, no, wrong cookie. She comes out from behind the register. Come. She's pointing to the box. Coconut, coconut, coconut. I said, yeah, they're coconut. They're the wrong cookies. And then she's, just different box. No, not different box. Different cookie. They look like I was going to say Melba toast, which I don't even know if they still make. Actually, what it looks like toasted bread. That's what these cookies look like, toasted bread. And they're crunchy as hell. And I kept telling her, wrong. Would you see me making a fool out of myself, sweating my ass off? Man, that shit is hot. Now, when I bought that judge's wig, it said authentic British judge wig. I don't know how them judges can wear them fucking wigs all day at trial. I was 15 minutes and the sweat was pouring down the back of my neck. I give them a lot of credit wearing them wigs day after day after day. And then them heavy judges' coats. They must have a lot of fans blowing behind them. Or secret air conditioning somewhere. Yeah, she kept trying to force them cookies on me. I told her I can't eat them. I don't care if they're coconut. They're like over toasted bread. You know, Kathy, that's another reason I just got a shit can prism. Because just before I started, they had an update. And I put the update in, and it screws everything up. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to uninstall Prism, and I'm going to go back the way it was. I'm going to do my stream strictly on YouTube. And then I'll upload to Facebook after the show's over. Because you go down in to share. And then I would share it with Facebook. Because, like last night, I had the links. I was backstage. The goddamn camera wouldn't turn on. So I went to my other computer. I got on YouTube. I clicked the link. I was backstage. And when it said turn on camera, it went automatically to Prism. I didn't turn Prism on. I wasn't even on Prism. So I'm gonna fucking uninstall it. I don't know exactly when. I'm going to shit can it. Go strictly YouTube. That way, I can also put the chat down in. If somebody says something, I put it in the bottom. This has been nothing but a headache. Been nothing but a goddamn headache. 99% of my listeners are on YouTube. There's only a couple that, like Sherry, she'll come on Facebook. Timmy will come on Facebook. I've had enough of this. It's aggravating. Perfect example. The goddamn chat wouldn't work until an hour into the damn show. I've had enough. Maybe I'll screw around with StreamYard because everybody's using StreamYard. I guess I'll have to go down the street and get a 6-year-old to show me how to operate it. But I think I'm just going to go back to doing it on YouTube. Period. Yeah, it's nice doing it on 2 platforms. But you know, when I end the stream, all I have to do is go to the bottom of YouTube and hit share. And then I can upload it to Facebook and I'm done. The only reason I've got this goddamn streaming software is because YouTube told me I needed it. And how many people out there are streaming strictly on YouTube? Like good old Kiker. He didn't have streaming software. I think he was strictly on YouTube. I don't think he was on StreamYard. You see, Kathy, I couldn't understand it. I'm seeing, 6 people on YouTube, like right now, 7, and total 7, because nobody's on Facebook. And why nobody was here? I was like, all right, if Linda wouldn't come in, that was understandable. But I'm sitting here going, gee, Kathy's not here. Ron's not here. Wyatt's not here. Linda's not here. Jenny's not here. And it was driving me crazy. I'm like, how are these people hiding? So it was that goddamn update that screwed everything up. That's because it's not under this on Facebook. I never opened a Facebook account, which maybe I should, as WDWL TV. It's my personal Facebook. And only the people that know who I am, like Sherry and Timmy, that's why they come on Facebook. I think that's another thing I'll have to do. I'll have to open a WDWL TV Facebook account. There's one on Facebook. There shouldn't be. I never made one up. Wait a minute. Let me think. Is the picture a beer can that says Dale's Pale Ale? Maybe I did make one up. The only picture would be me sitting on my Harley, or maybe me and my son that was taken years ago at the auto show. Now I'm going to have to look that up. Because I made up an account, but I used a picture of a beer can. I guess I'm going to have to start searching. That's my personal Facebook page. But it shouldn't say WDWL TV. I don't remember making one up, putting my son's picture. The beer can's there. I guess I'm going to have to see. Some of that shit was made up like 10 years ago, and I never used the accounts. After I get home from my shrink appointment, I guess I'm going to have to do some Facebook searching. I don't, that account has got to be the one I made up about 10 years ago and never really used. I guess I got some straightening out to do tomorrow with all my accounts. Yeah, see, I make that shit up and I never used it. Now, my regular Facebook, these shows automatically are posted, like right now. This is running live here, and it's running live on Facebook because my buddy, the one that did the portrait, that's how he watches. I guess I'm gonna have to figure some shit out tomorrow. But I'm done with this dual platform. I'm done. I'm as soon as I make sure I don't screw a bunch of shit up, I'm going to dump Prism. I'm going to uninstall it off all my computers. And then I'm going to go strictly back to YouTube like I started. There's no real. The only reason I did this, first of all, YouTube said I had to, which is bullshit. Second of all, I can very easily share it. So that way it'll eliminate a shitload of problems. Because everybody is on YouTube. So that's what I'm going to do. And eliminate the bullshit and the headaches. Just go back the way I started. Oh, don't get me started. Goddamn Prism wouldn't let me open the camera. I was backstage. I couldn't get the camera to come on. Now, Kathy and Linda saw the costume because after Shiz ended her stream, I came back on, hoping that they would figure out I was back online and they saw the crazy costume. Just go into my YouTube and look for last night. You'll find two streams. My first one, and then when I came back on in full costume. Kathy saw it. Linda saw it. You saw it too? So just do that, Roger. Just go in and were were you on live watching it live? Mrs. M, were you when I came back on? When I showed both wigs? I took a chance, hoping that somebody would see that I came back on live because I wanted people to see the costume. Oh, but see, luckily, Linda and Kathy got the hint and they popped back in. Well, that's the judge's wig. Now, last night, I showed you both the judge's wig and the barrister's wig. Well, that's odd. Has anybody else had the problem with the bill? Oh, the beak. Yeah, the beak. Let me grab it. Well, I know when you tangle up on wires, I'll be tripping and falling and breaking hip. The beak. The beak. Do a little profile there. It's, believe it or not, the eyeballs are still fogged up from before. All right, now this is the barrister's wig. It's got a ponytail. I don't know how you women can wear these things. Jesus. Pain in the ass to put on. Oh, hang on a minute. My tension hooks came loose. Come on. Damn things.
All right, barrister. This is the barrister with a ponytail. Man, I don't know how the hell you women can do these with hair. Okay, now, the judge's wig. Got to get the curly Q right in the middle here. There. The judge's wig. Ow! All right, let me go hang these back up. The ribbon's coming out of my ponytail. There. The ponytail. Oh, 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 oh. All right. Where'd I put the beak? Gotta hang the beak up. I have the coat in the other room. I didn't bring that in tonight. Oh, you know, those are a pain in the ass to put on with no hair. I don't know how women can put a wig on over their regular hair. The royal pain in the ass. There you saw both wigs and the beak. Actually, the wigs don't go with the beak. What went with the beak was like a werewolf. And I didn't like that idea. You should get the beak and you look like a werewolf with a beak. That was what I was supposed to order. I thought it would be funny to get the judge's jacket and the judge's wig with a beak. I put that on. I told Kathy and Linda yesterday. I tried it on in the bathroom in front of the mirror. And I had the beak and the wig. And I opened the bathroom door. My cat took one look at me and ran under the bed. Well, we were supposed to dress up like either Kaiser or genital specific
Scotto, he had about 9 different costumes. And then I don't know who it was that came on as Kimmy, and they had big balloons with hair sticking out of them. It was, I almost pissed myself laughing. I don't know who she was. She had these big ass balloons with hair sticking out of them. Oh, she was a riot. Oh, Scotto, he must have had 10 different costumes. He came on as Todd. I can't remember all the characters. Scotto's a trip. But what kind of let me down was Shiz didn't have a costume. It was her party, and she didn't have a costume. She didn't even turn on her camera. I was like, gee, you're the host and no costume? Oh, Scotto missed his calling. He should have been an actor. He really should have. He should have been an actor. God, he lives out in California. He can't be that far from Hollywood. I really think he would have made it in Hollywood. He's just that good. Well, maybe we should all take up a little collection so Shiz can buy a new laptop. Yeah, but you know, if he would have made it, he could have moved to Hollywood. I just think he missed his calling. I really do. I wonder if when he was like in high school, if he ever did any theater work, like in high school plays or something. He's that good. He's a natural. He really is. Oh, Master Sergeant retired, gave her one? Oh, how nice. He's a hell of a guy. He really is. I I like watching his throat punch Thursday. Well, that was nice of him. I know they met because both of them have mentioned it. Because she said when he got out of the truck, she was like, well, holy shit. Oh, yeah. You know, like I told you, Kathy, I had a shitload of microphones. It just so happened, shortly after I got them, Josh's mic went bad. And I know he liked the smaller mics. I had that brand new Nano, that Blue Yeti. I got it right in his chat, and I said, I have a new mic. Send me your address. I want to give it to you. I got microphones up the ass. I wasn't going to use it. He needed it. I'm just that type of person. I gave a few more of them away to people that needed microphones. Although I could kick my ass on one. Nobody knows this. I gave a microphone kit with the mounting arm, the cables. You guys you're gonna throw rocks at me. I gave a brand new microphone kit to JJ. And I never got a thank you. And I never have seen him use it. I could kick myself for that one. But that was before I found out what kind of a squirrel he was. Yeah. I sent him a kit. You know, Izzy. I sent her a microphone. She needed one. Josh got the blue Yano, and I had a gold one. I sent to Izzy. I've never seen Izzy use hers either. Shit that like that should stop me from being generous. But you know what? That's me. Here I am talking and I missed a bunch of stuff going on in the chat. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you something. I hardly knew Josh. One day, he was trying to stream, and the fucking microphone kept giving him problems. And I just got in the chat and I said, I got a brand new one. I'll send it to you. Give me your address. I'm glad that I can see you too. I thought I was talking to myself. I was going to say, oh my God, we're going back 3 years now. Next thing, I'll be out in the backyard with a GoPro. You know, it's a shame. Since I got the cameras and all this, I've never used my GoPro since. They're sitting in the cabinet over here. Stone Bet sounds like your brother? Really? Wow. He looks and sounds like your brother. Unreal. You know, I can't remember how I come across. I can't remember how I started watching Josh. Oh, yeah, he's a trip. I want to say, I clicked on him by accident. I wasn't paying attention, and the YouTube video I went to click on, I must have moved the mouse, and I said, well, while I'm here, I'll watch. And just that fast, I got hooked on him. So I subscribed. And now I've been a little lax lately about watching him. But I was watching him on a regular basis. And like I say, that I probably had only been watching him like maybe 3 weeks when his microphone went bad. And I was like, I got a replacement because he had the that black nano, and it just worked out that I had the blue one because a lot of times if people get accustomed to one type of microphone, they don't want something different. I just sent it to him. He thought I was kidding. And then I emailed him the tracking number because the next time I came into his chat, he said, "You were serious? You sent me a microphone?" "Yeah." "Did you get the tracking number?" And I'm glad it worked out for him. And you know what? I'm sure my buddy is happy I did it. It still bothers me. Got him and I, God, we were tight. I talked to him. It was about 6 o'clock because I talked to him before I started my stream. And the next morning, his wife called to tell me he was gone. And the thing that shocked me, he walked 5 miles every morning. He ran mini marathons. Had a massive stroke. Lights out. Because when she called me, I said, I talked to him at 6 o'clock last night. He was getting ready to go to bed, sat down on the edge of the bed, took off his shoes, and face planted into the carpet. And by the time EMS got there, it was lights out. Thanks for stopping in, Reg. Appreciate it. Have a good night. Get some rest. He ate very little red meat. He was big on steamed vegetables. Matter of fact, he bought a vegetable steamer, ate a very, I would call, health conscious diet. Like I say, he'd get up in the morning, walk 5 miles, come home, eat a small breakfast, and the whole thing is, he didn't even have high blood pressure. Yep. His wife was putting her clothes in the closet. He was sitting on the edge of the bed, took off one shoe, went to take off the other shoe. She turned around, and he was face planted in the carpet. I was like you, Spin, Linda. I was speechless. I was like, what? And then I think the hardest thing was going down the basement into his studio. and taking microphones. And his wife kept insisting, take them, take them, take them. I was like, no. She said, well, I'm just going to give them to Goodwill. I immediately called her son. I said, you better stop, Mom. But you know, I had no qualms packaging that microphone up and sending it to Josh. Because I knew my buddy would agree it was better to send it to someone who needed it than for me to have it sit here and collect dust. You know what? To be an armchair quarterback, to figure out what caused it, I didn't push. His son said massive stroke. I left it at that. All I know is he was a shitload healthier than me. But you know, when your number's up, your number's up. You know, it hasn't hit me in a long time. I'm just sitting here thinking, you know, I got that microphone and I just shipped it to Josh, knowing that my buddy would approve. Now, my buddy would kick my ass for sending one to JJ. And maybe a little questionable about Izzy. Because I didn't get a thank you until I asked her about the microphone. But I don't, you know, I was going to say something to Josh. And you know what? It wasn't worth it. It just kind of shows you the difference in people. Josh has probably thanked me 50 times. Yes, see, I never followed that. All I know is all of a sudden she like disappeared because Josh would have her on and then she was gone. I never looked into it. All I know is I kind of regretted sending that microphone. But hey, all it was going to do was sit here and collect dust. And you know, they know each other. I don't want to create no problems. I just looked at it as lesson learned and left it at that. I'm quite happy with these headsets. My buddy he swore by them. What are they? They're kind of semi-professional AKGs. Now, I didn't get these from the same person. I got these from my buddy's son, who runs a production studio out in Burbank. They can only send these out like 4 times to get them sanitized. And then they pitch them. So he sent me 3. Sent me 3. And they're, like I say, they're semi-professional headsets. Matter of fact, this one here is a real professional. This is like they use it. Disc jockeys, radio DJs, and that. But these, I have to use a amplifier, and it's just a pain in the ass to hook all that shit up. So these are my standbys. And then these are the amplifiers. Good old tube type headset amplifiers. Like I say, the goddamn equipment I got. You know, Kathy knows. I started with a $26 cheap microphone made in China and headphones that I bought at Big Lots. And that's what I started with. Oh, yeah. tube type equipment is coming back. I've got 3 of those amplifiers. One has orange tubes, one has blue tubes, and one has yellow tubes. All these years, they finally realized that tube type equipment is better audio than digital. Oh, they're coming back with tube type. They're remaking a lot of the original stereo component systems like I bought back in the 70s. As a matter of fact, vinyl's coming back. More and more and more. Music celebrities are having 33s made. Turntables are making a comeback. It's unbelievable. Oh, me too. I remember my father making a diagram, and we'd pull all the tubes up and go up to the corner delicatessen because they had a tube testing machine back in the corner. Yeah, I remember. He had a testing machine, and in the cabinet underneath, they had brand new tubes, and you could buy a tube at the delicatessen. Take care, Mrs. M. Thanks for stopping. I'm gonna call it a night here pretty soon. I gotta make my dinner. I'm having shrimp and lobster egg rolls. I'm making them in the air fryer. They're pretty good size too. Oh, can't wait. Yeah, I got 2 shrimp and 2 lobster. See you, Ron. Thanks for popping in. Oh, good minds think alike. Yeah. Believe it or not, I get them at Dollar Tree. Frozen egg roll. They're good size too. For $1.25, I buy 4. They make a nice meal. They're tasty. Yeah, every now and then I get a taste for them. I get the shrimp, the lobster, and the pork. I didn't get pork this time. but I got shrimp and lobster. You know which one? You know which ones? Aren't they good size? And they come with the sauce in the little packet. Now, what I do is I take that sauce and I mix it with some sweet chili paste. I like a little bite. You know, another thing I get the burritos, them big ones. And I put them in the oven, some taco sauce, cheese, do them in the oven. I'll tell you what, you can't beat the cheap food at Dollar Tree. Those egg rolls come out of the air fryer perfect. Like you'd get them at a Chinese restaurant. We're 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 linked, Linda. We're linked. And it all started at Kaiser Meats. Well, that's nice. That's nice, Linda. Be somebody checking on you. Yeah. We were standing side by side in Kaiser Meats, and all of a sudden it went, and we were linked. I tell people I get those egg rolls at Dollar Tree, and they're like, oh, garbage. They're very tasty. All right. I think it's time for me to air fry some egg rolls. I appreciate everybody being here. Been another nice chat around the coffee table. Well, I was thinking about you today. So, you got friends all over, Linda. You got people thinking about you all over. Just like I say, take it one day at a time, dear. And we're all here for you. You know that. And it's that time. Everybody have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. here tomorrow night. Take care, everyone. Nighty night.